So we're now on Daf Tezayin Amid Beis, and the pasuk in Eved Ivri, in the case you remember Vayikra Chafei, where he's sold to a guy, it says Vim Lo Yigal Bi Ele. If his relatives that are mentioned in the parasha, O Dodo, O Ben Dodo, if they fail to redeem him, then V'yotza B'shnas HaYovel. Rebbe Omer, just one second, we mentioned this at the beginning of the shir. Let me just get back. Is Be'ela hu nigal v'ein nigal b'sheish. So we're talking about a Jew that was sold as an eved to a guy, and Rebbe says although his krovim are obligated to redeem him, but he doesn't complete and terminate his abdus like a regular eved ivri at sheish shonim. Sheyachal, I would argue, v'lo dinu l'choreh, it's a kal v'chomer. Uma mishenu nigal bi'elu. Like Nimkar Yisrael, there's no pigeon al yedei krovim. Again, this is the Gemara later on, I believe. Let's see if he tells you where it is. This is the Gemara on Yudalit and Beis that I was summarizing at the beginning of Ashir. So if he's Nimkar Yisrael, then his krovim cannot be poda him. And yet, nigal b'sheish, he goes free after 6 years of servitude. Said this person, a Jew who is sold to an ovi kochavim, shenigal bi'ele, right? Rebbe holds that here there's halacha that the krovim will be goel him. Eino did shenigal b'sheish. How much more so should he go out after 6 years? Talmud lomar be'ele hu goel. The way that he could be freed from servitude is through Eila, meaning through his relatives. But there's no geula and no freedom when he reaches 6 years. If you're going to tell me that Rebbe has accepted the Gzeir Shav Sacher Sacher as a Maikam, why did he say, Uma Misha Eino Nigal Bi'ele? That a Nimkar Yisrael is not subject to pidyon through his krovim. Nelech, we should derive it from Sacher. So Nimkar Yisrael should be derived from Nimkar L'Nachri through the Gzeir Shav of Sacher. And therefore, the Gemara proves from here that Rebbe never darshan the Gzeir Shav of Sacher. Maybe we could argue that Rebbe has the drush of Sacher the Gzeir Shav. The shiny but here this din is different. The Omar Kra, because the pasuk says in the case of pidyon, of somebody who was captured, who was kidnapped. It says Vayikra Hey, it says Echad Me'echov Yigolena. One of his relatives, like his brothers, will redeem him. So if Rebbe accepts the Gzerah of Sochir, then we should be able to equate the dinim of Nimkar Yisrael to the din of Nimkar Liakum. And in the case of Nimkar Liakum, there's ransom money, redeeming money, al yidei krovim. And so to Mochel Yisrael, we should apply the same yardstick. Elam Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak, I added the word Elali Olam Yolef. Actually, Rebbe derives the Gzerah Shav of Sochir. The shiny in this case is different. Why? The Omar Kra, the pasuk says with regard to pigeon of someone who's sold to an Ovi Kochavim, Echad me Echav Yigalenu. What does that mean? Echad me Echav. Not sure what's the extra word here in the pasuk. I have a suspicion that this is not a regular miyut of a drush of a miyut, but rather this is his interpretation based on logic. And who is Eved Acher? That's a Nimkar Yisrael. It's very strange. When he's Nimkar Yisrael, the Krovim can't be poded. I don't know if there's any intuitive logic here. So again, in general, for many different dinim, Rebbe accepts the Gzerah Shav of Sochir. But in this din, when the Torah is Memayit, it's telling us that we should not derive Nimkar Yisrael from Nimkar Ovid Kochel. Uman Tana de Poligale de Rebbe. Can we identify the Tana who holds that Nimkar Ovid Kochavim is Yotza Lecherus? B'Sheish, I mean Yotza B'Sherus. Of Yosef Rabbi Kiva, they are the ones. The sign you will learn in the Brisa. It says, with regard to Eved Ivri, if he was sold to a guy, Im lo yigal bi'ela v'yotza b'shnas hayovel. Rabbi Yosef Aglili Omer. Okay, now we're going to get to a whole sugi of drushes here between Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Yosef Aglili. Be'ela, this is Rabbi Yosef Aglili. Is l'shichur v'shar kol ha'am l'shivu. So there are tvei dinim here. There's one din of avdus being mishabedim, and that could be terminated by the goy. But if, let's say, there was a shibud to that person who was podem, and that should apply to kol ha'am, shar kol ha'am. Rabbi Akiva Omer b'diuk ha'hefech bi'ele means that if we nifta al yidei krovim is yotzim and nochri l'shimu. He's mishabed himself to the Karov who redeemed him. But if it was redeemed by Shar B'nei Adam, Kol Adam, instead, any Yotze Lecherus. So we want to summarize the machlokas Rabbi Yossi Aglili and Rabbi Akiva, and then what's common between them? According to Rabbi Yossi Aglili, the pigeon of the Krovim creates shichur, but that's only if it's Krovim, and shichur means there's no possibility of being mishabi the Eved. But b'shar kol olam, if somebody off the street is podem the Eved, then the Eved now is meshuba to the person who was podem. That's Rabbi Yossi Aglili. Then we have Rabbi Akiva, and he says just the opposite. Bi'eleh, if there was a pigeon through Krovim, we're talking about an Eved Shenim Karliaku, is l'shibu. B'shakol ha'adam l'shichu. So if the poder was the karov, then now he becomes meshuba to the karov. But if it was shakol adam, then he's freeing the Eved. So both Rabbi Yossi Aglili and Rabbi Akiva darshan the word ba'ela, not like Rebbe, radically different than Rebbe. And they both agree that there's no source to exclude Nimkar L'Nochri, that he shouldn't go out b'sheish. So it seems that according to the din, Nimkar L'Yakum goes out b'sheish. So based on that, we can understand the time of the machlok shin Rabbi Yossi Aglili and Rabbi Akiva. My time of the Rabbi Yossi Aglili, Omar Kroim lo yigal be'ela. Ela again means krovim. So it implies that if the krovim are not golim, ela acher, somebody else is golim, and that's fine. Fiyotza and b'shnas hayom. Rabbi Akiva Omer, how do we interpret this pasuk? Lo yigal ela be'ela, with the krovim. The Yotza b'shnas hayovel, that he's meshubed up until Yovel, not beyond. So this is all with regard to Krovim, because they appear in the pasuk earlier. But if he was nigal al yidei achirim she'enam Krovim, so I see, I didn't realize how long it would take. I want to do Tesvav and Tezayin. But okay, we have a 4, so we're not so bad. So I think we'll stop here. I'm going to try to finish this on my own. And then tomorrow, Bli Neder, we'll do Tezayin. Even though I'd hoped to get to Yud Zayin tomorrow, but I just can't do it. So many complicated droshes and halachas. Yeah. Okay, then thanks so much for persevering and have a great night.